So the animal I chose to identify myself with is a deer. I've always had a thing for deers. However, I'm not gonna lie, at first it was pretty difficult for me to identify myself with something or a certain animal. And it wasn't until I started talking to my mom about this assignment, and she told me, well, why are you doubting yourself? Like, this shouldn't even be a question, Carla. Ever since you were a little girl, I've always told you that you remind me of a deer. Therefore, she started talking. I started brainstorming, and then I started gathering my thoughts that I had already about deers and who they are as an animal. And the more I started writing, the more I started outlining my ideas, the more sense it made to me, and the more I could relate to them. Fun fact, ever since we were little, my parents would always take us to Albuquerque, and there's this mountain / forest, I guess you could say, that is called Sandia Peak. And when you go, you drive around to look for a spot to do cookouts or camp out. You see deers crossing like nothing, like it's a normal thing. And I remember at first, my first time going, I saw the deer cross the street, I guess you could say the road. And I remember telling my dad, like, oh my god, dad, like, are we in danger? Like, what's going on? Like, are they just gonna like get in the car, like on top of the car, and just crash our car? And I remember my dad telling me, like, no, like, deers are the most peaceful deers or animals you could ever encounter, as long as you do not make them feel like they are in danger. And I remember telling my dad, like, no, like, they're gonna attack us, like, they're big animals. And they're like, no, Carla, like, you're okay. And the more I kept going every year, because it became a tradition for us to go every year and gather as a family, the more normal it was to me to see deers. I love taking pictures, so I always take my camera, and I always have to take a picture of a deer. So I have an album of deers of when I go every year and I see the deers just either in the grass or just crossing the street, and it's just amazing. Therefore, that's when I started to have an interest in deers. And the more I did my research, the more I related to them. So deers are known for being kind, for having good instinct, and for being determined. Those three characteristics defined me as who I am as a person. Therefore, today I chose to talk about myself and compare myself to a deer. First, because I am kind, I do have good instinct, and I am a determined person. Like I said, deers represent warm, peaceful. They are known for having a genuine, pure spirit. Therefore, they are kind. They are actually one of the kindest animals you will encounter. And they remind me to be kind, to stay kind, and to always be aware of people's feelings. I'm the type of person who will always put someone's feelings first before mine, because I do not want to make someone feel bad. So I always acknowledge their feelings first before mine. And that's why my mom's always telling me that I do remind her of a deer for having a big heart, for always looking out for other people's feelings first before mine. Second, they are all known for having good instincts. They are very watchful for their predators. Although they are kind, they are always aware of their surrounding. I identify myself as a deer for having good instincts because I developed a good instinct when it comes to identifying or recognizing people who have bad intentions in my life. Unfortunately, I did not always have that instinct growing up. It wasn't until I started growing up, I started going to school, making friends, and I had this friend in my life who I consider almost like a sister, and unfortunately I was wrong. It put me in a hard situation. She did not have good intentions in my life, and I realized that a little bit too late. So me being in that situation in my high school years made me develop an instinct for that type of situations, because I do not ever want to be myself in that situation. I guess you could say that. It was really hard for me to get out of that situation. Therefore, now I do pay close attention to my surroundings, to the people who I surround myself with, and it has avoided me a lot of heartbreaks, and I have never ever been in that same situation again. They also do hide out. So deers are shy. They won't come out right away until they do feel safe and they do feel like they could trust you and that they're not in danger. I am the same way. I will talk to you. I am a very friendly person. However, I won't be myself till I feel comfortable enough. The reason I am not myself right away is because I'm a very dorky person. I do crack a lot of jokes. I am very sarcastic. And I know for some people, they do not like taking jokes or sarcasm. Therefore, I do hide out that part of me until I feel like I could be comfortable enough with you to show you that part. When I show you that part, I won't stop laughing. I won't stop saying jokes. And that's just who I am. I have to be able to trust you to be myself. And for deers, the same way. They won't come out till they feel like they're safe. They are having to come out is their way of showing that they could trust you. They are also known for having a high survival rate because of their good instincts. They do have muscle in their ears, which help them with wonderful hearing and being aware of someone getting close to them. So their good instinct helped them survive. My good instinct helps me knowing who I could trust and decreasing my chances of feeling betrayed again. They are determined. They are not dangerous they are not dangerous, but when they encounter someone that makes them feel like their little family or themselves are in danger, they are the most determined persons to fight for their family, to protect their family. And I think that's where I relate myself to them most. I am nice, like I said before, but as soon as I feel like you're insulting my family or making my family feel some type of way, I am determined to protect my family at all costs. I would do anything for my family, for my parents, my sister, and my brother. I also am determined to be a role model for my nephews and my nieces. I became an aunt at such a young age. I didn't know how to be an aunt at 9 years old. So growing up, my sister had another kid and my brother had 2 girls. So I have 2 nieces and 2 nephews, and they follow me everywhere. The oldest is 11, and then I have a 10-year-old, and then a 7-year-old, and a 3-year-old. So they are aware of what's good and what's bad, and I am determined to be my best self and teach them the best I can so they could grow up and be an excellent person, to always be kind. And therefore I am determined to do my best growing up, since they are looking up to me right now and I'm growing up as they grow up. I want to be their role model so they could feel determined and feel like they could accomplish anything in the world. They are like my own kids. I do spend a lot of time with them. So when it comes to my nephews and nieces, I am determined to always show them that there is always another way, that it is not right to give up, and that they always have to believe in themselves. Deer's antlers can grow back, which is a really fun fact that I really like. This has been used as a symbol of life regeneration in many cultures. And I love this because to me, it represents that no matter what you go through, no matter what mistakes you make, there's always a second chance, and the comeback is always better. It just makes me remember that even if I make a mistake, I will learn from it and I will come back stronger. Therefore, I always like saying that little fun fact to someone who's feeling down for something they did and feel like it's not right, and it always helps them to make themselves feel a little bit better. Another fun fact my mom told me is there is a meaning behind when you dream about deers. I am a person who does look up the meaning of a dream that I do have when I find them pretty weird. And she was telling me that if you chase a deer in your dreams, it means that you are conquering your fears, which I really like. And if you are the deer being chased, you are running from your fears. So when I want to try something new, I am such an anxious person and I start getting scared, and therefore my fear holds me back. So I always remember this little dream that my mom tells me, and I tell myself I do not want to be the deer being chased, therefore I am gonna be the deer chasing my dreams. And that's how I compare it, that's how I remain confident. So I really like that fun fact, and I do like sharing that fun fact with other people who do get nervous while a job interview, and it just helps them conquer their fears. It helps me to always stay determined and never let my fears stop me. And it helps my nephews and nieces, like I said, to never give up in school, especially right now with this online classes. Today, I compare myself to a deer because I am kind, I have good instincts, and I am determined. Deers are known for being a great spirit animal, and I am glad that a deer is my spirit animal because of those three main reasons.